Welcome to Strong and Steady, where we talk about building strength, supporting your health, and choosing sustainable wellness for women in every season of life.
And I'm Brittany. I'm here with my co-host, Jessica. She's a mom of 4 littles with such a grounded, realistic approach to balance for low-tox living. She helps busy moms build healthy habits that actually work in real life without perfection or overwhelm.
And I'm Jessica, here with Brittany, a woman's health and fitness coach who specializes in elite aging. She helps women build strong bones and muscles so they can live their whole lives to the fullest with confidence, strength, and independence.
And together, we have over 2 decades specializing in the health and fitness industry. So whether you're in the thick of young motherhood
or focused on staying strong for the long run,
we are so glad you're here. Hey guys, it's Brittany, and I am so excited that you are here. We are doing a locked in podcast, specifically about one of the myths that we went over in a previous episode. And so what we are going to deep dive in today and lock in is why salad isn't always the healthiest choice. So honestly, especially during menopause. So if you are perimenopause, menopause, postmenopausal, listen up because this might actually feel a little bit freeing to you. I know it did for me. So here's the thing is that salads are not necessarily bad. It's that digestion and absorption matter more than any food trend. Because I don't know about you, I do love a good hearty salad. It's very fresh and everything, but the problem is that when we are in perimenopause, menopause, or postmenopausal, we don't have enough, or we're having those hormone fluctuations. And so what happens though is that with those hormone fluctuations, then we're not able to digest and absorb certain things. And also the other thing with salads is that we all know that they are uncooked. Like who wants a cooked salad? That kind of sounds a little gross to me. Um, but the problem is that our digestion, like raw food, raw vegetables, those are harder to digest. And so when you are having hormone imbalances, or even if it's not necessarily imbalanced, but you're just in that stage of life where you are starting to balance back, then your body has a very hard time digesting and absorbing those nutrients from the salad. So the thing is that a lot of women assume that salads are the healthiest thing that they can eat, but for many women, especially in their 40s and 50s, a big raw salad is actually it's harder on your digestion and absorb. So as we age, digestion naturally slows, stomach acid can decrease, and raw vegetables require a lot of digestive power. So you have to have a lot of, I guess you could say, a lot more enzymes that are more natural when you're younger. And so this can be a huge issue. So like I said, that your digestion changes with age. So this is just literally from hormones. And so instead of working against your body and trying to force it, we need to work with our body. One thing that is a lot better on your digestion is cooked vegetables. So even having, and we're not just talking about salad, but we are talking about raw carrots, raw anything, any vegetables that can be very hard to digest because again, it takes more power to digest. Um, and so a few things that we can do that we need to do to help increase our digestion, especially in menopause, is we need to increase that stomach acid. Now, if you are having let's say acid reflux and you're like, oh, well, I'm too acidic. Well, technically no, because the problem is that your body is not able to digest all of that food that you are eating. And so it's having to produce more acid. And so it's not necessarily the fact that you're having acidic foods or whatever, but it's the fact that your body cannot digest or absorb it. And so that is why it's very important to support that digestion. If you listen to one of our other episodes about gut health, we have a lot of really good things that you can do. Another thing is that if you are noticing, I guess you could say like floating stools or even undigested food, then that could be low stomach acid. And so one of the ways that you can help with this is digestive enzymes, prebiotics, and probiotics. Even postbiotics would be really, really good. But then also like apple cider vinegar. That is a really, really good one that you can do. And I would mix it with water, and then drink it about 10 minutes before you eat. But that can make a huge difference with that. But again, when you are getting into this certain age in life, you want to make sure that what you are eating is easy to digest. So cooked vegetables, the best ways to cook your vegetables are actually sauteing or roasting. Because if you steam your vegetables, all of that is going down into the water and then you're not getting all of those nutrients. And also though, when you are in perimenopause, menopausal, things naturally dry up, if you know what I mean. And so, one of the best ways to actually help with that is having more soups. So, more, I guess you could say like more liquid food. So bone broth is really, really good and it helps on the cellular level to help your body repair. It's also really good for your gut health. But having good, hearty um, soups and everything will actually help your body think like it's helping hydrate you. So it's good for hormone health. It's good for libido, all of the things. And then, so back on the raw vegetables. So if we are talking about, I guess you could say how hard that they are to absorb. So they do have plant fibers. So there's cellulose, that the body has to work harder to break down. So cellulose is, it's basically like a protective barrier on those uncooked plants. And so it protects things from insects and other type of things. And so if we just eat that, then our body's having to do some extra work for it. Um, and then so but honestly, for someone with a strong digestion, that can be totally fine and you have no issues with it, that is fine. But if the digestion is compromised, so if you have leaky gut or low stomach acid, then you can have bloating, gas, undigested food, and poor nutrient absorption. And so, like I said, so we want more wet foods when we are in that perimenopause, menopausal stage. So they are so much easier to digest. So soups, stews, broth, again, sauteed and roasted vegetables. So cooking it partially actually breaks down the fibers and makes the nutrients easy to absorb. And so that is so it helpful during menopause. It helps with gut healing and also in times of stress. So if you listen to our gut health episode, we talked about how when we are stressed that our body doesn't digest or absorb properly. And this is an amazing way to help your body do what it has needed to do. But also let's talk about absorption. So you can eat the healthiest foods in the world, but if your body can't break them down, you don't get the benefits that you need. And so your body is, or you are not what you eat, but you are what you absorb. And so that is why supporting your digestion matters. It matters more than, so again, digestive enzymes, probiotics, chewing your food thoroughly. So I know this sounds crazy, but slow down, chew your food. We were taught, which I don't necessarily practice this, but it helps as far as like getting your brain thinking about it is literally like putting the food in your mouth, putting your fork down, and then chewing and chewing and chewing. Think like you're a cow. You're going to chew, chew, chew. I don't want to suggest regurgitating it and then chewing it again, but you get the picture. And then also, so you want to eat in a relaxed state. So you want to, like, if you can, put your phone away, put the TV away, and then breathe. You have to breathe to help with your digestion. But I will say now, if you do eat salads, so salads can still be a great, but we have to build them smarter. So a few tips is I would say choose organic leafy greens when possible. So you, um, So if you are going to the store and everything, make sure that they are organic, because we don't want the pesticides and the herbicides, because lettuce is a very water soluble, very water based type of a plant. And so what it does though is that it really sucks in all of those herbicides and pesticides. So it's very important that you do get organic. Um, and then also skip the nutrient poor lettuces like iceberg. You want to choose greens like arugula, spinach, romaine, mixed spring greens. And then also add things that support digestion. So, like olive oil. So, you want healthy fat absorption, fermented foods like sauerkraut, kimchi, um, even pickles are really, really good. Those are a very good postbiotic. And then you also have to add protein. This is a non-negotiable. So you want to have chicken, eggs, salmon. You can even do beef on it, like have a fajita salad if you want. And then also add healthy fats. So avocados, seeds, and nuts and everything. When you're adding those nuts and seeds, a quick side note is that you want to make sure that they are roasted. Again, because then you will have that will wreak havoc on your digestion. So you want to make sure that you are doing that. And then let's see. So healthy eating isn't about following trends, but it's giving your body food it can actually digest, absorb, and use. So thank y'all so much for tuning in, and let me know your thoughts. We'd love to connect with you on Instagram, and I will talk to y'all next time. See ya.
Thanks so much for hanging out with us today. If this episode resonated with you, we'd love for you to come hang out with us over on Instagram. You can find us at The Strong and Steady. And if you enjoyed today's conversation, be sure to subscribe and share this episode with a friend. We'll see you next time on Strong and Steady.